You can raise your hand. Oh, there is one raised hand. Yeah. Simon.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Patrick. I just have a quick question. When you say agnostic, are you mean agnostic to an application, to a specific application, or are you meaning technology agnostic, what it's used for? Maybe you can elaborate that for me a bit. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent question. Agnostic to application means you don't need to necessarily know how it will work or how it would be used or what the product might look like, but you might say, I want to figure out how to do X, Y, and Z, or I figured out how to solve this question or that question. I don't know what it's good for. I don't know why we would want to know this, but I think this is a real cool topic to deal with or a problem to solve. I don't know,
Thank
Scott,
you, Patrick.
add anything else to it?
Well, I think one of the things we're really hoping to achieve here, especially with the crowdsourcing platform, is to evolve the ideas together as a team, right? And so even if you put an application down, or once you put an application down, you tend to limit your idea and your concept a bit because you start to focus in on that. This is fine, of course, because then you can always get people who join your group and try to push your technology in a different direction, or maybe think about it in a way you have not thought about it previously. But we don't want people to be limited by that. And that's what we mean by agnostic to an application. Is so often today, when you write a proposal, when you call a VC, when you call somebody and say, I have this concept, they're going to say, what are you going to give me at the end of it? What's the technology and how do you see it? And we don't want people to be limited that way. And so it's fine if you go onto the crowdsourcing platform and you just throw out your craziest idea, anti-grav boots, if you will. I love the living clothing one that's on the website already. Completely agnostic to an application, but it's like, let's think about things in a completely new way or new fashion. Because again, what we're really wanting to do is to inspire people to think about things differently. Of course, we want you to put your idea in there and what's innovative and creative that you can come up with, but also please get on the website and read other people's ideas and see if you can add to their idea, if you can help build the conversation or contribute in some way, shape, or form.
Thanks, Simon. Any other questions? Now's your chance. This is a quiet group.
I know.
Their morning crowd was much more interactive.
Hello, this is Kent from Estonia.
Hi, Kent.
Nice to see you. So I was wondering about this, let's say, budget for the idea. So do you have any limitation or any ideas on what's the limit? Because as we don't know the application for the idea yet, we also don't know how much it would cost to develop it fully. So could you share some insights on that?
Yeah, I think the nice thing is you don't have to worry about money because we're working in the vacuum where money could be limitless if the idea is going to be the next iPhone, for example, that nobody needed, but now everybody can't live without. What we have decided to do is, we're going to invest in the best ideas and bring them forward and allow them to join us in Berlin. And then we're going to reward the best pitches with a small amount of money to get them started. But the nice thing is that our organizations are quite well situated to be able to advance disruptive technologies that nobody else would invest in. And so this is just the beginning of a relationship. Our hope is that one out of the many ideas that we hear will actually present something that would be worth any investment that is needed to bring it forward. And that is something that is a problem that Scott and I would solve in the next steps. We're going to set up this opportunity first to sort of get to know us and engage with you and pursue these ideas with smaller pots of investment up front. But you don't have to worry about telling us how much it's going to cost. We're not that interested in it right now.
Okay, thanks for clarifying. That's
I've
great.
also got a few questions that are in the direct message, but I'll read them out. So, is the deadline unmovable? From Sonia.
The deadline for submissions, we're working on a timeline. We want to be ready May 10th and 11th, and so we need people to be involved in that timeline. So I think we're sort of stuck with that right now. Anna.
Hi, this is
Hello.
Anna. Hi, I'm Anna from Guatemala originally, also Swedish. I don't look at Swedish at all. I'm based in Geneva, and I have had the chance to meet virtually Kevin. So it's so nice to see a familiar face here. My question is more about, as we are in this first conversation and getting to know each other, I would love to hear who are you and what got you together? How you came across to this? And of course, I guess this is in the website, but it's absolutely new to me. So I think it's different what is written than what you share in person. So tell us a little bit why you're here, what brought you together?
Yeah, sure. Part of it was serendipity, I think, that brought us together. Part of it was knowing each other and working in the same community. So Scott and I have worked very closely together over the past couple of years to do technology scouting and to look for innovative new ideas. That's our job, and that's what we've been doing. The difference is, though, that we've been spending a lot of time on the road looking and visiting people and sort of looking behind every door to get to know people. And at some point we wanted to figure out how can we bring people together, because we keep finding these very amazing, brilliant individuals that have these fantastic ideas, but no platform to present them. And quite honestly, it just becomes difficult for us to see everybody. And so we are trying this experiment to lure people out, to build a platform and have them come. And that's based on our background in terms of what we do. We, as organizations, we invest in the high risk, in the things that venture capital or other funding agencies would never invest in. We use tax dollars from our representative countries to do exactly that, to drive innovation forward. And there are certainly lots of examples of how that has successfully been done in the past. But there hasn't been a platform for people to really pitch their crazy ideas. Scott, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, well, more or less just build on to that, Patrick. So as Patrick said, you know, we've kind of run in the same circles. We've known each other for a few years. I was fortunate in that Patrick introduced me to Kev last year sometime. The three of us kind of hit it off and have had some great conversations about the need to kind of bring the community together and find a new platform and a way for people to communicate. So as Patrick said, he and I both travel a good bit for our job and engage with researchers. I come from a research background. I just joined O&R Global last year, so I had my own lab where I suffered through trying to write proposals and to sell my ideas and to convince people to invest in me. So I kind of know where people are coming from. And one of the best and most exciting things about my job now is really being able to sit down with somebody and say, you know, I'm here, I want to hear your crazy idea, not what you're pitching to EU Horizons or to the UKRI. It's like, I really want to know what gets you up in the morning and what you're excited about. And that's one of the things that we're really hoping to inspire with this platform, with this concept, is we don't want to hear about what you're doing today. We don't want to hear about what you can convince other people to invest in. We want to know what gets you up in the morning, what you're excited about, and where you see the science and technology going. I very much believe that scientists, engineers, we're all artists, we're all very creative people, but we're not given the opportunity to really let that run free, right? Because we are under constraints of getting money to support our ideas. And so that's what we're really hoping to do here, is to give people that opportunity to just explore their craziest ideas and to try to convince us that, or to come along for the ride with you. Okay. Kev?
I'll keep it short because we've got a few other questions as well. But for me, it was the word itself, serendipity, and the fact that the guys were actually investing in those serendipitous kind of ideas. And for me, I'm more a people person as well. I loved getting a community. I've been in innovation a long time, and I understand that sometimes it's a little bit difficult because of the psychological safety, I guess, to actually put your best or your most creative ideas forward. So I wanted to be part of creating a space where that was allowed. And speaking to Scott and Patrick, they inspired me as well, because I was always, well, think about your problem and then move forward. Well, that all went out the window because this is problem agnostic. So yeah, so they're the main reasons.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I can
Thanks
take
for the-
opportunity to ask. Thank you so much. Do you imagine the conformation of a team if we are still solo? The teams should be from the group that is here, or can be somebody else from our sources? Over.
No, we're very much hoping, because we're not directly advertising, we're relying on social media and word of mouth. And so we're very much hoping that the people who are sitting in this room today will tell their friends, tell other people at their university and their network about this event, and try to build a team from there. I mean, you don't have to come with the team, and we're hoping the teams do form organically, but sometimes you might know a musician that you want to come along on your ride, or someone that you want to bring with you. And so, yes, please feel free to build your team however you see fit. I want to answer just a couple of questions in the chat before we get too far ahead, and then we'll take your questions. So first of all, Guillermo asked if this is going to be a reoccurring event. We definitely hope so. This is an experiment. We're hoping for great success and that we'll be able to carry it on year after year. But we're relying on you guys to help us be successful in this endeavor. So let's just see where we can get to after this first event. And then Clara asked a question about what the project outputs are going to be. And so this is an interesting question and something we should probably discuss a bit. So because it's an unconventional platform, we're not looking for a publication or a widget at the end of it. We are investing in the inception at the inception stage and at the very early stages of your idea. And the amount of money we're giving you is basically to run some experiments and to kind of refine your idea. So the outputs we're hoping for this is really a productive and functional team, right? Or a concept that we can get behind. As Patrick said, we at O&R Global, he at Sprint, and some of the other people we're discussing and partnering with, we feel as though we'll be able to continue to invest in successful efforts going forward. So what we're hoping for with this initial event, what the output is, some ideas that we all like, that we love, functional teams that you can then take this initial grant and do some foundational experimental work to help refine it, and then look for an O&R Global based grant, a Sprint based grant, or the like. And that's what we're going to help you with in the years to come. Patrick, did I hit that right?
Yeah, it could even be an art piece. You just mentioned musicians. I don't think we've really ever mentioned musicians before, which we should have.
I always keep that one on my back burner. I love the music.
We're open to be inspired and motivated, so that's we're Clara, we're open to different ways of presenting your concepts.
I've got a couple of other questions, Patrick, which are just direct messages that came through earlier. So I've got one from Magic saying, where can we access the already submitted ideas? So that's an easy one, so I'll take that one. So basically, Magic, you just have to go to the Apply Now on the website and then register, and then you can see all the ideas there. There was another one as well. Let me just go down to it. From Jacqueline, who said, I'm a little confused about team members. Our team consists of a few people already, but are looking for more members. Should I write the details of the team members into the idea description? How does pressing join the team button under ideas affect the teams? So I could probably take that one as well. So by joining the team, we're looking at getting other people in the community who really are inspired by your idea, let's say, and feel that they can add value, it's for them to actually join the team, and then that way there's other people interested in your idea. In terms of the team already, by all means, you can use the comment function, or you can use the idea itself or an attachment within the idea in order to let us know who is already part of your team. That would also be great.
Antalikish, you had a question.
Yeah, I just posted it, but I'll ask it, never mind. So for the main event in Berlin, how many teams are going to be selected, and do you have like a basis of selection for the teams, and what is the main event going to be like, and what after that, basically the timeline? And I'm sorry if I missed that, if you already presented, but I was in the wrong link earlier, so I just joined a little late. So
No.
if you could.
Excellent questions. Thank you for posting it again. I think all three of us can add to this. So the portal closes on the 18th of March, and then we will be working to refine the ideas and select the ones that we're hoping to push forward, and then we're going to select the individuals who we're going to take with us. There is an outline of our selection criteria, if I remember correctly, on the website when you go there, to see what we're kind of looking for. You've heard already that there are certain pieces that are very important for us. You'll then get notified that you'll be attending the event in Berlin, and we'll help you make arrangements to get there. And then the 2 days, Kev and his team will be working with the teams to refine their pitches. So they'll pitch once in the morning on Saturday, and then once again on Sunday, where we'll make our selection of the teams that we're going to fund. And during that process, you'll be interacting with a lot of very experienced and cool people who will help you refine your team's ideas. Following that, we'll engage with you, the teams that we've selected, and either through Sprint or Own or Global, we'll then work with you to get the funding that we've set out, the 50,000 to support the projects, and that will be roughly a year-long relationship with us to try to figure out, okay, is this something that can go somewhere, or is this something that was just a whim of an idea and it didn't work, which is fine too, right? We celebrate failures of all kinds. And then we'll see where it goes from there. That's the very broad scope timeline, but Scott and Kev can add to that.
Yeah, just wanted to clarify what Patrick said. It's not the weekend, it's during the week. So the 10th
I'm
is
sorry.
the Wednesday, and
I'm already thinking about
the 11th Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Understandable, Patrick. We're always dreaming about the weekend. One of the interesting things that I think we're going to try at this event that I'm most excited about is because I'm really excited about this idea of the community building of ideas and concepts. And so while we are going to develop and refine ideas and teams will pitch their individual ideas, we also have large sections of time set out for networking and connecting. And the intention is to have each team have a booth where they present their idea and give like little mini pitches, if you will, to anybody who's interested and wants to discuss the idea. But we see this as an opportunity for individual team members to go out and engage with other groups as well, to maybe go out and contribute your thoughts and your views to these evolving ideas as well, because we're really working on this community aspect of things, the community evolution of ideas. So while there is a prize at the end and everyone will be competing, of course, we feel as though the people that we'll be inviting and the community will be building will be very open to collaboration, to network, to building and refining these ideas together. And so I'm very excited about that aspect of the workshop or the event or whatever we're calling it these days.
Great questions. Excellent questions. Any other questions?
Yes, just one from me. How many teams will be selected? And will it be only from the idea board on Ideate Plus?
Yeah, if you're not submitting on the website, you're not coming. well, the generic answer is always, I'd love to invite everybody, but we can't. We want to be inspired by the idea. So we have room for up to 10 teams, roughly. But we are going to be very picky and selective based on our criteria and what we think has that serendipity potential, that serendipity collective feeling that inspires us, that creates some wild imaginative ideas. And so those are the ones. So if you come with a product, if you come with a prototype, if you come to us to solve drug-resistant bacteria resistance, I said that twice, drug-resistant bacteria. If you want to develop a vaccine, we're not interested in that because there's plenty of activities going on. But if you want to dream beyond going to Mars, if you want to create the teleporter, I think Scott really wants his anti-gravity boots.
I really want anti-gravity boots.
Then you're starting to talk our language. Good. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Masija?
Maciej. Okay, thanks a lot. I joined a little bit later, so maybe it was mentioned at the beginning what areas are in your, let's say, focus. And a little bit you told just now that some areas of, let's say, biology or medicine or I'd say drug design is not in your scope, but some technology still can be used in this area. A new one, for instance, like prediction of toxicity, using artificial intelligence or something like that. I don't know. So is it any limit? What is really in your scope concerning areas? Like, because we can think about medicine, or we can think about, let's say, communication, or about other things. So if we have so many different areas, who is going to let's say, to evaluate this?
Excellent question. Nothing is off the table in terms of the technology research that you want to propose. Yes, I did just answer it sort of. We're not interested in a new platform for drug design. We're definitely interested in understanding health and well-being, maybe of society, maybe as an organism, but we're not trying to create a medical solution for tomorrow. I think that is a little bit of a challenge to define thinking forward. If you're talking about artificial intelligence, maybe we can work towards, there have been efforts to build an artificial intelligence that could create the next Nobel Prize, for example. We're not talking about GP chat here. We're talking.
I'm not talking also.
Yeah, something bigger than that, something more sentient than that. Who's going to evaluate it? So we have an expert team of individuals who have spent the last many couple of years traveling around doing this kind of work. So they have scientific background as well as the intuition, and the intuition plays an important role. I can have 10 people presenting the same idea to me, but that one person who has the passion, the imagination, the determination, and the vision to it, unlike anybody else, because of their unique perspective and their distinct approach, will make all the difference. And that intuition is something that the team has honed and has refined and will leverage in terms of trying to identify the projects that we're going to support. So it's a combination of the person and the technology or the idea that they represent. And our team is expertly qualified to be able to select those. I'm sure we will be wrong many times. I'm sure people will disagree with how we select sometimes. But this is the way we're driving the Serendipity Collective to really be as innovative as possible.
Okay, thanks.
So I know we are running out of time, and I just want to get this out there now because I know there seem to be some issues with the Zoom link, but the meeting is being recorded following a little video editing to get my nonsense out of the beginning. We will post this on the website, on the Serendipity Collective website, so people will be able to access the meeting notes, if you will, hear what we have to say about the event. So that will be available. You can share it with your community. And for those people who might be joining late, there'll be a few more details for you there. Also, as we alluded to, you can reach us at the web. We do have an email address. We're on LinkedIn. Feel free to direct message us in using whatever method works best for you. We're more than happy to answer your questions and provide whatever insight we can. All right.
Good. Well, being respectful of your time, thank you for taking time out to come visit us. Oh, and by when can we expect the notification of selection for the event? The event is in May. You'll probably hear from us fairly quickly after we close the books on the submission process. With that, thank you for your time and for your interest, and we look forward to seeing your ideas on our platform.
Thank you
Stay
so much.
well, and see you soon.
Thanks, everyone.